Welcome to the fifth in my series of meditations on my all-time favourite science fiction novels. Can it be five already? It's five. There's only another 5,000 to go. Now, I hope you're enjoying them as much as I am. Today, I'm going to be talking about a novel by another of my all-time favourite authors, Harry Harrison, and his classic comedic novel of futuristic crime and rebellion, The Stainless Steel Rat. Now, as always, a quick spoiler warning. I try not to get too plot specific, especially about the endings, but please be aware there will be some spoilers ahead. And if you like this video, then please check out my other videos on science fiction novels and my other content. And if you like it, please hit subscribe and click the bell for notifications. Now, Harry Harrison was and is one of my favourite writers, and I've often juggled between him and Robert Silverberg as the favourite science fiction author. It's a tough call. And there are so many Harry Harrison books to choose from, then to do a video like this, I consider a few others. For instance, one of his more serious works, Make Room, The Tale of an Overpopulated, Exhausted Earth, which eventually became the movie Soylent Green, a movie that will put you off eating a guacamole forever. But it's his comedic work I love best. Harrison was never better than when writing a rip-roaring romp with some buckles being swashed and with irony and wit by the bucket load. He has been called the Monty Python of science fiction, and his work has been likened to a cross between things like Pirates of the Caribbean and Raiders of the Lost Ark. So I thought maybe about doing the Technicolor Time Machine, where the sole reason for time travel existing was to make Hollywood movies, or Star Smashers of the Galaxy Rangers, which is a cunning space opera parody and homage. But I settled in the end on The Stainless Steel Rat, partly because it's such good fun, and partly because Harrison created a truly memorable original character, one that's strong enough to have a life beyond the book itself. It spawned a series of novels, a game book, a comic series, a board game, and an early video game. And I'll mention those again later, but I want for this video to focus on just the original novel in the series. So first published in 1961, the novel introduces James Bolivar de Grise, alias Slippery Jim, and also alias the titular The Stainless Steel Rat. Jim is a thief, con man, a bank robber, and a self-styled rebel against the authoritarian galactic government and prevailing, very well-behaved society of the future. He's charming and resourceful, he's into martial arts and weapons, and he's a master of disguise, and an expert at breaking and entering, and a skilled liar, all of which equip him to get into and out of any tricky situation. Despite being a criminal on the fringe of the galactic society, though, he has rules and morals. He doesn't kill, he doesn't even hurt individuals unless forced to, and he only robs big corporations and banks who have insurance anyway. I also find it amusing that he's such a good con man that he can con humans, aliens, and even robots with ease. Jim sees himself as an individualistic libertarian with his heists, protest against stifling authority and the quasi-governmental corporations who rule the galaxy, which strikes me as being quite a modern attitude and one a lot of people might agree with today. In later novels as well, the concept of computer hacking was also introduced, really quite ahead of its time, I thought. And Jim also has a hilarious disdain for robots, and confusing and destroying them is one of his delights in a way that would make Isaac Asimov weep. Slippery Jim always works alone, at least in his debut novel. He has sworn enemies too, though, in the secretive intelligence agency, the Space Patrol. And to complicate matters, there are human and alien players who also wish to mess with society, but in a much more malevolent way than Jim. So where did Harry Harrison come up with the term the stainless steel rat? Now, to quote from the book, "We must be as stealthy as rats in the wainscoting of their society. It was easier in the old days, of course, and society had more rats when the rules were looser, just as old wooden buildings have more rats than concrete buildings. But there are rats in the building now as well. Now that society is all ferrocrete and stainless steel, there are fewer gaps in the joints, and it takes a very smart rat indeed to find these openings. Only a stainless steel rat can be at home in this environment. And I think Harrison intended the book to portray somewhat a philosophy of individualism, particularly in libertarianism. To quote again from the books, it is in Harry Harrison's words, it is a proud and lonely thing to be a stainless steel rat, and it is the greatest experience in the galaxy if you can get away with it. At a certain stage, the realization strikes through that one must either live outside of society's bonds or die of absolute boredom. There is no future or freedom in the circumscribed life, and the only other life is complete rejection of the rules. There is no longer room for the soldier of fortune or the gentleman adventurer who can live both within and outside of society. Today it is all or nothing, and to save my own sanity, I choose the nothing. Jim DeGraze's words, written by Harry Harrison, and I find myself having a lot of sympathy and intrigue at those words. However, I don't want you to get the impression that this is some po-faced academic diatribe. Far from it. It's a fun romp with humour dripping off every page. It's kind of more Pink Panther than Atlas Shrugged, really. So the novel opens with Jim seemingly getting away with a major heist. However, this turns out to be a short-lived success as the Space Patrol finally catch up with him. Now, the patrol, which turns out to be made up mainly of reformed former criminals led by Harold P. Inskip, the former greatest crook in the galaxy, they blackmail Jim into working for them. And to be fair, they do have a mission to prevent some awful crimes occurring across the galaxy. So Jim joins the Space Patrol, but he soon finds the rules, the restrictions, and the sheer boredom far too stifling. So rather than wait in line for a mission, he rifles through the Space Patrol files, and he finds a planet where some shady goings-on are happening. Specifically, an advanced spaceship is being built that isn't what it seems to be. So annoying his boss enough to get the okay to go, he borrows supplies in a spaceship from the patrol and heads for the planet Seta Nuvo in the Selene system. There he uses his skills and a mountain of bluff to manipulate the leadership of this planet. He finds that the mysterious ship is actually a super ship and is an advanced and extremely dangerous battleship. But just as he finally locates it, the battleship is stolen by a rival criminal mastermind known only as Pepe and his assistant Angelina, and this is being built to assist their planet-hopping criminal plans. Jim chases them across the galaxy and catches up with Pepe, but twist, Angelina turns out to be the real mastermind, and she eludes him. Disobeying Space Patrol orders to stand down, Jim finally tracks her down, but she outwits and almost kills him, turning out to be quite a bloodthirsty lass. But she is also smart and very beautiful, and Jim is smitten and obsessed with her. So I won't spoil the ending, but Jim and Angelina romp and spar across several planets until the final denouement. Now, there's no moral to this particular story, except perhaps never make a psychopath the love of your life. So the book was a big hit and has continued to sell well over the years. It spawned several sequels for Jim and Angelina, and in an interesting move, Harrison also wrote a game book in the style of the Choose Your Own Adventure book series, which I do remember reading quite a few of way back in the 70s and 80s. There was also a board game, and in 1984, a video game on the Sinclair ZX machine, for those who remember that one. Not a platform that's easy to find today. Now, my particular favourite spin-off, though, was the comic adaptations in the British comic 2000 AD. 3 of the sequels were adapted into comic strip form in early issues of 2000 AD, and these were written by Kelvin Gosnell and drawn by Carlos Esquerra. They appeared between 1979 and 1985 and were also collected in paperback form. However, in August 2021, a new collection of these 3 strips is being issued by Rebellion in 2000 AD. So I'm really looking forward to that. So, excuse me, getting a bit dry there. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, then please check out my other videos on science fiction novels and my other content. And if you like it, as I say, please hit subscribe and click the bell for notifications. The next book in this series will be Jose Philip Farmer's timeless To Your Scattered Bodies Go, the first in his absolutely brilliant and compelling Riverworld series. So, till then, stay well.